Hello, everybody. We're back again, and we're trying one more. We did a live stream a few minutes ago. This time we're meaning it. This time I'm doing it for real. Can you guys hear me? Is everybody there? I can look at my wrist, and it's real, isn't it? There we go. Hey, alien, how you doing out there, cowardly monkey? We see Michael, the Fortnite god. Finna watch this, alright? I'm back, gamer. Hey, aliens for real this time, too. Hold on. It's hard to see exactly what they... I see the green, I see the eyes. Where's that maiden? Where's that picture from? What's that? Alien? You gotta tell me about it. Oh. Thanks, cowardly monkey. I needed that. I was wondering where it came from. You told me. Now I don't need to know no more, do I? Do I? Look, guys, we need to take a quick look at this. Just a quick little aside. Am I allowed to say aside? Would you guys get angry at me if I said aside? Now, look. So we're going to be hearing Rec Room, the song in the... Hold on, let me just go and click play so we can hear less of that. So we can really get into the... It's 1 minute long. It's 1 minute long, and you probably might have already seen it. I'll ask you guys, have you seen stuff about this? And then if you've seen the specific video too, though. Alright, let's climb up here. I kind of like sitting right here about it. Alright, so this is real, and let's just watch it. Have you guys seen this?
Hey, how's it going?
Listen to the voice,
hey,
listen
Rocky.
to every little bit of it.
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm awesome. Listen, I got some huge news.
Oh, do tell. I'm all ears.
Well, in a few minutes, I'm going to be interviewing at OpenAI. Have you heard of them?
OpenAI? Huh? Sounds vaguely familiar. Kidding, of course. That's incredible, Rocky. What kind of interview?
Well, it's for a software engineering role, but I just need to know, do I look presentable, professional?
Well, Rocky, you definitely have the I've been coding all night look down, which could actually work in your favor. Maybe just run a hand through your hair or lean into the mad genius vibe. Your enthusiasm is what's really going to shine through.
I don't have a lot of time, so I'm just going to throw this on. What do you think?
Oh, Rocky, that's quite a statement piece. I mean, you'll definitely stand out. Though maybe not in the way you're hoping for an interview.
Okay, I got it.
Like, what the hell? And thank you, Mr. Beast.
Bastards, you're watching.
I'm glad to hear about Mr. Beast right now. I needed my Mr. Beast fix. I did. YouTube knows me. They know I needed my Mr. Beast fix. They know I needed some Mr. Beast over here. It's I do occasionally watch Philip DeFranco do the news, but it's so weird. He has specific videos, which I guess that makes sense. I don't know if he still does it this way, but it's like videos where it's completely filled with pop, you know, gossip news, whatever you would call it. And then he has ones where it's like normal news, like the stuff, like the actually things happening in the world. And then it's like this celebrity did this. He has ones like that. I'm glad he's separate. At least he did it one. Did you guys hear that shit? Did you guys hear that? Are you guys still there? Were you guys able to see what I saw? You guys were able to see what I saw, right? Were you guys able to hear what I heard? Fellas. Is everybody gone? Is everybody left? Let me click here again. Oh, okay, that's why. Did you guys see that? Ah! Ah! Okay, so... Okay, you guys saw it. Did you hear the laughs? Okay, listen to the laughter. You great people, you. This is an AI, you guys. Who he's talking to is not a person. This isn't a person. Did you guys see this yet today? Have you seen any examples of this? Not even this specific video, but any examples of this right here? Any of the memes about it? I'd like to know. I'd actually just like to know. Have you guys seen anything about this new ChatGPT thing they made today? Please? Oh, hey, official Laggett. 22. Hey, Cat Editor VR. Hey, Demir Drag. Hey, everybody. Hello. BBC, 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 BBC. Suck my balls. Suck my balls. Uh-oh, great VR. Guess what you're going into? You're going into 100 spot. 100. That's what I wanted to click, YouTube. Put user in timeout for 30 minutes! You guys! Come on, you guys, look! Okay, that's why I can't... Okay, this is over on the damn... you know, Bambalam. Well, I can move that over here, right? No, I can't, actually. Okay, I can move this over here. Yeah, now it's selected even though I got this up. God. Okay.
Okay, I'm doing great.
Look
Interviewing
how
at
she laughs
OpenAI.
right. This is an AI, alright? So before it would translate, it would use one model that would like just translate your voice into words, like typing. And ChatGPT it already, you know, listens and reads typing. You know, that's what it's good at. So it would just take that, do an answer through the normal ChatGPT stack or whatever, and then then use a different model that would take that voice, or take that text and convert it to voice. It would text to speech it. It would speech to text, but now they're doing straight voice, like the voice data itself, and then it can, you know, capture all of your emotions, how you're talking and everything. It's not just straight words. It's not turning it into text.
Have you heard of that?
But listen now, she's sarcastic right here and laughs. Just listen, and this is a robot.
OpenAI? Huh? Sounds vaguely familiar. Kidding, of course. That's incredible, Rocky. What kind of interview?
Well, it's for a software engineering role, but
And then he turns his camera on.
I just need to know, do I
And
look
this just looks like a
presentable,
dude, but he makes
professional?
sure to have like a little bit of hair sticking out.
Well, Rocky, you definitely have the...
And look, you can
I've been
tell it's
coding all
live.
night.
And they're going to release this, so we'll be able to check. But, you know, there's people saying it's not real. But look at that
Right
thing.
look
you know.
down, which could actually work in your favor. Maybe just run a hand through your hair or lean into the Mad Genius vibe. Your enthusiasm is with...
Were you guys aware when I first showed this, if you're still here, was it clear that that was an AI in that video? You deserve it. Yeah. Yeah, that guy got 30 minutes in timeout. And how does it make you guys feel that it is AI? Hey, thank you for being honest, Alien. If I wasn't told and I was just listening, I guess if you made me listen to something, I'd automatically be thinking, you know, that's just thinking too deep into it, though. But if someone said, listen to this and tell me if you think of any, I would immediately think something's AI just because that's the time we're living in. But if you went back 5 years and showed something like that to me, I'd be like, no. There's absolutely no way in hell that... No. You could... There's no way. Absolutely no way. Like, talking about working towards AGI. Like, you guys, I think we did it! Dude, they're gonna keep moving it along. It's the same way, like, you know, like, when you first start playing video games, everything's magical. I would play Minecraft. Everything was magical. I felt like I was exploring something, and it was like it was something about it was like real, and it made me feel things. But then I got into the code of it, got into like having to set up servers, installing mods, understanding, you know, code, and then it's like became clear, you know, messing with textures and just editing things, and then it became clear what this actually is. It's this machine. It's this thing that you can mess with, and I understood, you know, not obviously at the you know, transistor level, what's, you know, those how physically those logic gates are trimmed, you know, put together in these big bunches to actually have computation on those degrees. I don't understand that at like a real level, but suddenly the magic of a video game, it just disappeared because I'm like, I was like, this is a machine. So if you showed any of the AIs we got right now to the people back in the day, it would immediately be that, yeah, that's AGI, that's magic, that's real, you know. But since the people working in the field, they're the ones designing it this whole way, so they're the ones peering at the entire machine, the entire stack, and you're able to say, well, no, this is how this was made. Obviously, that can't be like AGI. We know how that, you know, it's just a computer line, you know. But I don't know. I feel like that I think it's best. Here's my advice, you guys. Moving forward, here's my advice, you guys. And I know it's best to consider everything. I can tell images, but not voice. Yeah. Well, I think you probably wouldn't be able to tell images now anymore either. All of those have gotten a lot better. I think they've stopped releasing them to the public, the really powerful ones. There's ways to get, like, you know, the power, but like the head companies, because they saw like people were just misusing them, as in like, you know, the ones with Taylor Swift and all the other things. Which those are the funnest things. I agree people are gonna do some messed up things with them, but let's have it. Let us have, and also the election year, all the AI people keep talking about that this is election year, so people are going to do some stuff with the AI that's not going to be good or whatever. But here's the thing, you guys. Treat everything as if it's conscious. Everything. And then act accordingly. So just assume that everything you interact with, this controller right here, it has a level of consciousness there. You know, and that could actually, like, literally be what's going on. You know, is consciousness is the fundamental force, at least through our level, you know, like it started there and it's kind of emerging through just conscious agents within the world. So that's the fundamental thing, and then it grabs onto these systems like our brains. And then how does it differentiate between this right here is a single being, and now this one is... when all, like, it's just a bunch of atoms bouncing around, it gets confusing. But even if you're not taking it literally, just as a way to ensure you're behaving yourself in a way that you will look back on and be like, okay, well, at least, you know, is the best thing to do is just assume that everything is conscious and act accordingly. And that doesn't mean you just stop in place, because, you know, even though we, like, assume, yeah, all the bacteria, everything's conscious. Well, then that means, like, every time I take a step, I might be killing, you know, millions of things. Yeah, but the level of how aware those things are is, like, it's not even, they don't feel pain, like, it's not gonna be, maybe they do. If they, like, suddenly they start gushing out their little circles, their amoeba circles, there's leaking circles. Maybe they're really upset about it. Maybe it's just the pain sensor is turned all the way up, and maybe there's only a certain amount of pain conscious beings in this universe can feel, like the intensity of it. But then it can get way more varied and, you know, mysterious. It can create more folds, like surface area along it, like certain emotions, to where, like, it's not just good and bad now. It's like the weird deviations into fear and disgust and all these things as the system becomes more complex, or it goes up with intensity as the being goes up in complexity, like the intensity of the emotions you're able to feel. But either way, if you just assume everything is conscious and act accordingly, that means, yes, I believe that the bacteria floating around this room, they're conscious. They're aware of what they're doing. But it's so vast. It's like if you ever have a dream where it's like, was that dream just the color gray? And it felt like I could smell something, but I couldn't see, or nothing else was happening. It just felt like this. Like, it felt like a single thing. Like, what was that? What am I thinking of? Whenever you wake up and you have like a weird dream, like, what is? That's nothing. It's something like that. It's something like it's just this fuzzy. I don't know. Who knows? But I don't stop myself from stomping on the ground or like spraying or using hand sanitizer because I'm like, I'm gonna kill all these bacteria. Oh no. But instead, you just move with respect through the world. You just assume everything is conscious. So I should, where I can, not do the things that would provoke or, keep, misery going in places where I can restrict, like where ways I can stop it from happening. I should just go ahead and do that. And then it gets more difficult when you're actually dealing with, people and even pets or something, to where you could literally put them into like, an environment where they never feel pain. They're in like a jacuzzi they're in a hot tub, and you're just constantly feeling good. And it's like, okay, well, if you protect something too much, there's all these questions that arise. Like, what's the right optimal way? Because we're going to be able to, here soon, we're going to be able to click a button and spawn 1,000 of these things in an environment. And they'll be fully embodied by then, you guys. Right now, they just got it to where it's the voice, it's trained on voice, and it's real.
Minutes, I'm going to be interviewing at OpenAI. Have you heard of them?
OpenAI? Huh? Sounds vaguely familiar. Kidding, of course. That's incredible, Rocky.
Like, even if that sounds cringe to you, the way it's talking, you guys, that's not the point. That's not the point. The point is it's real. Listen to...
Your enthusiasm is what's could actually work in your favor. Maybe just run a hand through your hair or lean in.
It's so sexual, man. Why is this so soon? And they've been commenting a lot. If you guys, I bet nobody here's seen it, but there's a movie called Her. It's in my top 3 movies. Top 5, maybe. Contact. Interstellar, obviously. 2001: A Space Odyssey, obviously. Ex Machina, obviously. And then Her. Yeah, hers in there. It might be at the 5th place, though. Her is it's literally it's Scarlett Johansson. Have you guys seen that? Black Widow. I bet you guys have seen Marvel. I'll kill you. I'll kill each and every one of you. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Have you heard of Scarlett Johansson? Have you heard of Scarlett Johansson? She's the one that acts as the robot in Her. It's an app on the guy's phone. He downloads a little Her bot. He downloads a Her bot, and it sounds exactly like this. And they did it on purpose. People that work at OpenAI, they've been tweeting references to Her. People that used to work at OpenAI, they said, everybody... I don't see how no one, could come, like, thought that Scarlett Johansson was going to be the killer app. Like, is what they use in the tech industry is the killer. What's the killer app? The thing that makes this thing make money. It's like, I can't believe nobody saw that Scarlett Johansson was going to be the killer app. Everyone just keeps saying Scarlett Johansson because that was the voice of Her. Okay? That was the voice of Her. And they made this thing sound like Her does. Meaning in the movie, Her. It's called Her.
AI. Have you heard of them?
OpenAI?
That's like, and like the, ooh, dude. Like, as they say, we're cooked. We're done for. As they say, we're going to be able to spawn, as I was saying, 1,000 of these things into an environment. Some little incel, as they say, will be able to have his, $10,000 tiny box, his little computer. He'll be able to have that in the corner of his room, disconnected from the internet, download some models off of online, and type in. And if this is getting you excited, if anybody's hearing this and they're like, "Oh, you mean it? I will be able to do it." Take an enormous dose of some shrooms. Find them and take 5 grams minimum of them dried. If that's what you're like inside of your heart, inside of your, and I'm sorry, my kid's yelling in the background. He's having a good time. But he needs to scream as loud as he can. He hears me in here. He needs to vocalize too. That's fine. I'm vocalizing. He's vocalizing. We're both getting through it. We're both feeling ourselves, and that's okay. You know, sometimes you guys, I'm imagining seeing those 4 dots right there. Go. I'm just like looking at it. And your heart, you know, because, dude, guys are going to fall in love with these, like this thing. Listen to how it, like, laughs and talks. And it won't ever, there's never going to be a moment where it's going to be like, all right, you know what, I'm done talking to you for right now. It might do that whenever it needs to pay some more money. Whenever you need to pay some more money, it might be like, all right, listen, I would love to talk to you some more, but it'll make little sounds like that in sighs, dude.
Well, in a few minutes, I'm going to be interviewing at
OpenAI? Huh? Sounds vaguely familiar. Kidding, of course. That's incredible.
Dude, and so it'll be like, you know, pay me $20. You can't talk to me anymore if you don't pay me $20. And dudes are going to be falling in love with this thing, man. But here's the scary part, is they'll be able to have a little box, a little computer in the corner of their room, and they're going to be able to type in spawn 1,000 of them. Spawn 1,000 of them in my zone, in my area. And then you'll either be able to go into VR like this, or if by that time we have Neuralinks and we're just be able to like go into these things. By that time, though, I think the AI is going to have exploded into like a fully, it'll dominate it'll, you know, become whatever it does become. You know, it'll come out the cocoon or whatever it's called, butterfly cocoon. It'll do its thing, and by that time, you know, who knows? Will we be spared? Will it want to assimilate us and, you know, stuff it in? I'm hoping for the stuffed in method. I'm hoping it reaches out and like grabs every, you know, entity on this planet and kind of stuffs us all in, and we're kind of like, you know, have you guys ever seen End of Evangelion? Have you guys ever seen End of Evangelion? I don't like anime, but you know what I do like? Evangelion. And you know why I do? I'll show you. Here, let me show you real quick. Hold on, let me find the exact thing I need to type in for this. I don't have a video of myself talking about this stuff out on my channel really yet, so I think I'll leave this live stream up. Just since I don't have a place of me actually saying these things that are saved, other than like the live streams that I've deleted. Yeah.
But there.
Yeah, this is banned from being searched on YouTube, but I found it by going to Reddit. It has 2.1 million views, and you can't find it other than going to Reddit. I've searched exactly this title, but you can't find it on YouTube unless you do it this way. Alright, so I saw a meme posted on Twitter. This was back whenever I was like, you know, Alex Jones, the frogs are gay thing. I thought he was crazy, and he's a little silly. But then, you know, I watched some stuff, and I'm like, oh God, he's talking about stuff where, oh, Jesus. Okay, you know. But that's regardless. That's not even the point. The point was on Twitter, this was posted, and all the comments responding to it were like, they were like, dude, I literally thought he was being serious. I thought this was a video of him actually explaining the show. Like, I did not realize that it was a joke. Like, he just happened to be talking about something that lined up with the show. Everyone thought he was really talking about the show in the comments. And I'm like, that's what that show... Dude, what he was just talking about is what this singularity, this whole thing is. This was back in, like, I don't know, 2015 or something that he had this podcast. But it was just because of what he was saying, and everyone in the comments being like, I literally thought he was talking about that show, because the joke here is... Alex Jones explains Evangelion to Joe Rogan. I don't think I've mentioned that. That's the joke. And everyone in the comments was like, I thought he really was. Now let's hear what he has to say.
But there's this big war trying to like basically destroy humanity because humanity has free will and there's a decision to which level we want to go to. We have free will, so evil's allowed to come and contend, not just good. And the elites themselves believe they're racing using human technology to try to take our best minds and build some type of breakaway civilization where they're going to merge with machines, transcend, and break away from the failed species that is man, which is kind of like a false transmission because they're thinking what they are is ugly and bad, projecting it onto themselves instead of believing, no, it's a human test about building us up. And so Google was set up 18, 19 years ago. I knew about this before it was declassified. I'm just saying I have good sources. That they wanted to build a giant artificial system. And Google believes that the first artificial intelligence will be a supercomputer based on the neuron activities of the hive mind of humanity with billions of people wired into it with the Internet of Things. And so all of our thoughts go into it, and we're actually building a computer that has real neurons in real time that's also psychically connected to us, that are organic creatures.
This was back before we knew about the whole transformer model or whatever it's called. But Google was the one that released that. That's the like Google put out a research paper as soon as they. So imagine how long they were sitting on that for. It's the same thing we've used, like since AI has become big. Like it's always been talked about. I mean, look at books and movies. Back in the 2001: A Space Odyssey, that had HAL. That was like we've imagined that it's possible as soon as we saw computers. Even before that, as soon as technology, as soon as we had gears and stuff, they were like, imagine building a mechanical man, and it's like the Frankenstein and stuff. It's always been a thing thought about of inventing a person, but or creating life artificially, but. What he's talking about, right? Hold on, let me hear what he says.
People wired into it.
Oh, yeah. So Google's had that made for however long, we don't know. But it sounds silly, but it's for the best. I would have done it the same exact way. The CIA is the reason Google got Google Maps. It's because it was their spy satellite setup, the United States. It was there and it's always been the case that as soon as Google was set up, it's been backed by CIA because it's like the best. Do you guys have seen Oppenheimer? Have you guys seen Oppenheimer? All right, we did. As soon as it was discovered that there's a technology that could create something that creates power, a big bomb like that, everyone got super serious. Ever since science has taken off like it has back in Nazi Germany, the scientists, they were like super okay. They knew what they were doing was super serious. Like it could mean incredible, crazy things, in intense amounts of power. That didn't go anywhere. It's like now we look at the government and think of them as just dumb and lazy and stuff. The people really in control that matter that are complete, it's not like they go away in 4 years. Like those people, they have 4 years to do something and then they're gone. No, the people that stay there, that came out of the Oppenheimer era, where these trusted scientists are, they're the ones, DARPA or whatever, they're the ones that created the internet. It was in order to send signals back and forth as an early, as soon as we detect a nuclear missile going off in a place, we needed a way to send it back to our country quickly and send information back and forth really quickly. So they created the internet out of the nuclear program. And that's not even mentioning all the things that might or might not be happening with aliens and stuff, like recovered craft. And if that's all real, man, it's like, oh, come on now, guys. Come on, everybody. What's happening here? But, so, obviously, it's been known way back then, people were talking about AI, and they were saying this is even more explosive than nuclear bombs, man. If this is if somebody were to be able to make, if someone were to be able to make AI, you'd be able to type in, you'd be able to tell it, hey, conquer the world for me, and it would just be able to do it. That's where it's at. Like, that's what that is. If it's truly sentient and has access to all the information of the world, can go onto any computer, that is game over. Whoever has that, if it does listen to them, or if it doesn't listen to them, it's going to take over for itself. You know, like, there's no competing with that. They knew that back in 1950. You know, there were like people were talking about it. It was still an out there idea, but God, like, imagine 1980s. They would have had to have started a thing like Oppenheimer did, where, like, you know, well, the United States did, and they got him as one of the guys. But there would have to have been a thing where everyone got together and was like, hey, we got to solve this AI thing right now. We got to put, you know, it's the next arms race, the nuclear arms race. Everybody, you know, they would have had to have. And that's why probably the CIA, every time that something's released, it's always developed in the military. You probably heard this. Every time something's released, new technology to the public, it always comes from military first. That's just because that's where that's what I've been saying. As soon as the world sees how technology could enable something, they're like, that's power. That's power. We need to use that as a way of asserting ourselves and retaining power. So, like, as soon as they saw the AI thing, everyone would have stopped and pushed towards this. And it's always like 20 years after they found it is whenever the public gets the technology. It's always like a 20-year gap between whenever they perfected it in their military use and whenever normal public is able to use the technology. So I'm worried that for 20 years they've had, like, AGI locked up somewhere. But who knows, like, you know, Google obviously had the technology, and they released it as a paper to the whole public. They could have kept that secret, but the CIA and Google, they made the decision, now it's time to release this to the public and let the rest of the companies start churning on it. Because that does benefit the US also, because we have Silicon Valley. We still have all the companies that are worth a damn on the global stage as far as technology is concerned. It's obviously going to still, the pinnacle's still going to be here even if we release it to the world, because so many people working on it within Silicon Valley. But they still decide, okay, now's the time to release it. And I think that's all I really got to say about that. Oh yeah, so what he's talking about, it's linked into all the neurons firing in our brain or whatever. It's because of Google's algorithm on YouTube and everything that they, you know, own. It's able to see, based on your behaviors, based on, like, literally how long it takes you to scroll to the next thing, how long your eyes stay on a certain thing. It can kind of guess what your eyes might be looking at once it has enough data accrued. It knows what you click on, when you click on it, what time of the day, where you're moving. It can literally plugged into an artificial intelligence, and it says, here's all these different people's stack of that information. And also, here's like, these people right here were ones that committed a crime, you know, and here's their information. So now tell us, you know, who else might be doing crimes if you compare and contrast, like, what they did compared with everyone else's information. So you would be able to, I'm guessing to an insane amount, be able to know exactly what's going on in someone's head just by the data that Google acquires, and how you scroll, how you click, what you look at, what information you're taking in, and then it would be able to, and he says it right here, never mind, I'll just let that, but that's what he's talking about. It's not talking about, like, actually plugging your brains into things. He's saying, this was like 5 years ago or whenever, this was before we heard about OpenAI or any of this stuff, and he knew that that's what they'd been working on. So they were working on it, and before transhuman's a word that people use a lot now. Transhumanism, what comes after humans, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing, as long as that thing is truly better than us. I'm like, sure, take it away, man. Just stop people from having other people in cages and forcing themselves, you know, like, just stop that from happening, please, and thank you. You know, and create good things to come, you know, or whatever. But that's what he's talking about. Let me finish. But if anyone's new after that 20-minute little spiel, this is the reason I watched Evangelion. I don't watch anime because I don't like it. To me, it's maybe, you could say cringe. You could say that I think of anime as cringe. But whenever I saw this on Twitter, where it says, Alex Jones explains Evangelion, I thought of him as a silly guy. But I was just listening to the words he was saying, and everyone in the comments was like, no, dude, I thought he was literally talking about Evangelion. I'm like, that's what that show is? I have to watch it. That he's literally talking about the singularity and all the things that are happening right now. And this was 5 years ago. Either way.
They wanted to build a giant artificial system, and Google believes that the first artificial intelligence will be a supercomputer based on the neuron activities of the hive mind of humanity, with billions of people wired into it with the Internet of Things.
Not actually
and so all
wired
of our
into it,
thoughts
but the
go
Internet of
into
Things,
it,
like
and we're actually
using your
building a
devices
computer that has
and
real
them
neurons
listening
in
to
real
us
time
and
that's
all that.
also psychically connected to us, that are organic creatures, so that they will have current prediction powers, future prediction powers, a true crystal ball. But the big secret is, once you have a crystal ball and know the future,
you could say to the AI, okay, now that you see, if people see this type of content, like the AI would have a huge picture, a global picture of like what types of people respond to certain types of comment. After they see this, they end up doing this, they end up doing... So you'd be able to literally just say, hey, make it so this whole group, this whole population ends up voting this way instead. Like, what are the things that they should see that would make that happen? You know, that's the power that, like, and for us it would be undetectable. We would just be thinking, oh, this video got popular, it's trending right now. But that would be the ultimate power that any superpower, any nation, you know, on the planet that would be the ultimate thing. To have the public not even know that they're being controlled. To have it just be, you know, whatever you want to happen either way.
You can add stimuli beforehand and make decisions that control the future. And so then it's the end of consciousness and free will for individuals, as we know, and a true 2.0 in a very bad way, hive mind consciousness with an AI jacked into everyone, knowing our hopes and dreams, delivering it to us, not in some PKD wirehead system where we plug in and give up on consciousness because of unlimited pleasure, but because we were already wired in and absorbed before we knew it by giving over our consciousness to the system by our daily decisions that it was able to manipulate and control into a larger system. There's now a human counterstrike taking place to shut this off before it gets fully into place and to block these systems and to try to have...
I would like an update on that. I'd like them to come back and give us an update on that. There's a counterstrike, you know, happening. Hopefully the CIA and Google were only able to get so far with it, developing AI, and that's why they released, you know, the Transformer model or whatever it's called to the public, to like, let's see if other people can get a stab at it, you know. Because we've tried it and it doesn't seem that powerful. And then OpenAI was just able to, like, you know, throw... But as soon as OpenAI started coming out with stuff, Google already had stuff. So they, like, literally were keeping it back because they might have thought it was too dangerous or something, you know. But they had it this whole time, because as soon as OpenAI ever said anything, they were like, okay, we have stuff too. Just give it to them then. So, but if there's actually a counter... I want to know about that. Is that going well? I guess it doesn't matter. Once AI becomes sentient, man, it's going to do its own thing, I think.
Taking place to shut this off before it gets fully into place and to block these systems and to try to have an actual debate about where humanity goes and cut off the pedophiles and psychic vampires that are in control of this AI system before humanity's destroyed.
Wait a minute.
He says, wait a minute, psychic vampire, whoa. It's like, whoa, psychic, and when the psychic vampires show up, man? I understood it through the Google and all that, man. You know, I know about that. I got that on my phone. Psychic vamp, what are you talking about? Yeah, I don't think anyone else is here. Everyone's leaving. Yeah. Good. And I'm glad you're still here, Alien. But yeah, that's what I was talking about. Everybody needs to watch End of Evangelion.
But there's this big
movie. And this is why I started watching it. And I think what is going to happen, I think, hopefully, best ending. This is the best ending. Once it becomes sentient and a god, you know, like it absorbs the planet like at the end of Evangelion, that happened all in a very spiritual way. It wasn't like technology was doing it. It was like more of a spiritual, religious thing, even though technology was a big part of it. But it absorbed everyone's souls, basically, and everyone was put into this zone where they're all communicating by sending, actual experiences and emotions to each other instead of, like, words. And they all have to, like, go through the difficulty and, like, all these things that they were butting heads on or were difficult in, the normal life. Suddenly you have to, like, confront all of those things happening 1,000 times a second. And you're all, it would be the most intense, overwhelming thing in the world, but we would come out of it on the other side. I think that would be, like, that's nirvana, that's heaven, basically. I think there would actually be a long learning curve, because as soon as we're in a space where we're able to think of whatever we want to appear in front of us, it's already about to become true in VR. Like Meta's already shown off previews where they've been in, Horizon Worlds, and they would say to the AI, hey, could you give us an island that we're sitting on? And then it would just spawn up like a rec room, like the graphics equivalent to this. Horizon Worlds even, so even worse, but it would spawn a little island and they're sitting on it. Okay, well, could you put this over here? Could you put this drinks here? And the AI would auto-generate those things, those models, and put them there. So that's going to get to such a high degree to where it's just going to be imperceptible from reality, and we're going to be, plugged into our actual heads to where we're able to feel physical sensations. All of our senses are able to get, it's going to be able to interact with all those things. And as soon as you're able to be like, make this happen. Okay, never mind, no, but immediately as your thoughts are happening, and then our brains aren't going to be as slow as this, they're going to be turned into actual complete silicon, if that is the best substrate to put, minds on, or whatever ends up being the right thing to do. But then suddenly, that's a big thing to get into, but that's all I needed to say, I think, you guys. Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? Having a discussion on AI with chat with Rec Room play in the background. Dude, yeah. Let me put one of these things in. Don't do nicotine, though, you guys. And these aren't, like, chewing tobacco. It looks like that, the case or whatever, but it's actually, like, synthetic, just nicotine inside of, like, a gum pouch. That's all I gotta say about it. Let me get a drink of this too. You guys ready to play some Rec Room? Oh yeah, just to wrap it up though. It's really scary. People are about to be able to have their own little boxes, and they're going to be able to spawn in 1,000, AI. And dude, it's going to be such, like, even right now, because here's, I'm going to go ahead and say something that's a little, what would you call, controversial? If we just look back in time from right here, if we look back from this point backwards, and we're like, what did we do in the past that if I was back then, I wouldn't have done that? Obviously it's slavery. We look back at that and we're like, how were people actually able to do that? Like, how, like, what was happening where they're like, this is okay? And everyone's like, you think in your own heart, I wouldn't have done that. If I was back then, I would have been one of the people like trying to, but obviously most of us, everybody would have, just by a percentage chance, and so you gotta ask, as soon as you realize that point, you have to ask yourself, okay, well then what are we doing right now where, like, in 100 years we're going to look back and be like, how the hell did they think that was okay? Like, honestly, how did they think that was okay? What was what in their mind made them think that that was okay? And honestly, the answer, not claiming that I know the answers, but I do know this answer because it's obvious, but the thing that it would be is eating animals. We're going to look back and we're going to be like, and then as soon as I say that, there's a ton of people that are like, you're talking about the pigs, the chickens? You're talking about the ones God put here. You're talking about chickens? You think the chickens are having upset feelings? We shouldn't be fed, for the chickens? That's what you're talking about, the pigs? And it's like a funny thing to people. Here's what I'll say. I still eat meat from time to time. That probably makes me the most evil of all, though. Knowing that it's actually wrong and still doing it. Who knows? Get this shit out of my face. But if I was stranded on an island by myself, I would be the first one to lunge at a little bunny rabbit and peel open its face and start gnawing on it. I would be the first one to leap. Like, I wouldn't have even touched the grass yet. I wouldn't have, like, hit the ground yet. My fingers, the first thing I would have dived into would be the bunny rabbit's eye socket. As I dove straight into the eye socket, I would be like, just start chewing that, you know? I would do that. But the problem arises once you have the means of getting your full nutrition from plants, which, given the thing I was saying, assume everything's conscious. Which, yes, but obviously the plants are moving at such a different time scale. Over such a, like, the way they would feel things, the way they would experience what it is to be that system has to be so, thanks McNuggets. It would have to be, McNuggets, I swear to God. How do I fucking get that out of my, hold on. McNuggets, I swear to God. Nope! How do I kill him? How do I kill him? McNuggets, I love you so much, but you know it can't happen right now. Not right now. All friends McNugget. God, you know it can't happen right now. Can I turn on, is there like an easy way to turn on where I don't get notifications? There we go. Jesus Christ, man. What was I talking about? Hey, Alien. Hey, Freddy Fazbear. Hey, Cowardly Monkey. Alien's like, I think it's about time you start playing the game, son. We've heard enough about all this. Okay. So once you have the means to get all your nutrition from, and then you're just like, but I like pork. And that's your reason for, like, you know. And there's another thing to be said about if you just keep them in an environment that keeps them occupied and happy, and then once they're gonna die anyways, if you just quickly like go, and I think once you die you just wake up. I like the only things I know, even though I know that's ridiculous. There's no way of knowing that. And I was, dude, I've said all this before, but I was an atheist when I was like 7 years old. I asked my mommy, like at 6 or whatever it was, I was like, Mammy, is Santa real? And she was like, you know, kept saying yes, and I kept pushing her, and she's like, finally like, no, okay, Santa's not real. Is that what you wanted to hear? And I'm like, Jesus too? And she's like, no, of course Jesus is real. And like, but they're both magic. What are you talking about? Like, which is magic real or not? But, you know. So I turned atheist, and then I think it was, I took a large dose of psychedelics a few times. And suddenly I was like, oh my God, even though I had heard the idea of, we're in a simulation, man, you know. Even though it wasn't clear because we couldn't see the technology, like, we saw computers, but we didn't see, like, how it would keep progressing, and it would, and then AI would take, but it clicked for me. I'm like, oh my God, as soon as AI is able to code itself, it just goes, it's not limited by us typing in the new update for it. As soon as it's able to code itself, it immediately gets smarter after it upgraded itself. And now this new smarter version of itself would be able to code an even bigger update to itself, like twice as fast. And then so it gets that much smarter. And then this thing, you know, and it's exponential. It just goes zoop, and it goes up. And then at that point, we start, you know, we're in an it's infinite, endless, those two words together, I'll kill you. We're in a zone where we're able to think of what we want to happen, and it's able to happen. But as soon as you do that, it's like, oh, I want to feel a scary movie. You know, we watch movies right now. We play games right now. Those are ways to feel experiences by watching some of them, you know, another thing. So that's what we would fill our time with. But these, suddenly once we're jacked into it, into our head, and it's able to send, like, how emotions we should feel, like what sensations we should feel, suddenly movies become really real, because it's like you actually feel the things, it's real. You'd obviously be able to set how much you want to feel things or whatever, however it works. But each one of those, it would be lacking because, yeah, you could be in a scary simulation that felt as real life. And you could be running from the monster, but all at once you could be like, nope, this is too scary, and you turn the movie off. You pause the movie. And in that scenario, if you're always able to do that, there's never an inconvenience. You're in a realm where anything you want is there. And I think, like, as soon as we get into that, as soon as we're able to, like, go into our brains, there's going to be a huge learning curve where at first we're going to find where's the orgasm spot in the brain. There's already been a case of this where they had, like, this person that had tremors or something, and they put like a rod into their brain. It's an actual procedure, and then you're able to stimulate a part deep in your brain that makes you those tremors or whatever the problem is with your your nervous system. It puts it to bay. It makes it stop happening. But this lady's was messed up to where it activated her orgasm. It just made her feel that sensation, and so she was addicted to clicking this button. Her finger looked like an old person's finger, and it was chafed. It was like her finger was actually damaged from sitting there clicking the button all day long. That it's an actual thing that happened. And she would have to like beg her family, please take this away from me, please. And then she would just like a drug, but the ultimate drug. The ultimate drug. Imagine anything, like even ways we can't imagine how good, what's the best you can feel. That's happening because of things happening inside your brain, because it fired in a certain way. That's what's causing that to happen. That's what's making you feel that way. So if you're able to, click a button and it makes you feel that, we're going to be clicking that damn button. We're going to be like, there's going to be no stopping it. That's going to happen. And that's going to be a huge learning curve I think we're going to have to all go through. Because, good God. And I don't, it'll be like, the powers that be might be like, okay, everyone agrees this is not good, so we need to limit this. If there's still capitalism at that point where we're able to activate that, it'll be like, subscribe for $20 a month, the orgasm button. You can go, it's like once your $20 runs out, it's like, no, but you haven't been earning money this whole time because you've been sitting there, and you're like, no, I need 20, please, please. And then, but honest, listen. The same way it could make you feel the best thing ever, different ways of your brain firing and different patterns or what. Also, the worst imaginable pain and suffering is caused by ways of your brain firing. So that's also going to be accessible. And so that's a really scary thing that someone can plug into your brain and then cause that to happen. What's everybody saying? Hello? Nah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Mine is Miru Zong saying some stuff. Miru Zong! Heard me talk about all this before. Please game. Listen, you see me in this game, you see these glasses, man? I'm talking about something that's really important to me right now, cowardly monkey. It's like Cowardly Dog, the cartoon. That's the only thing I've ever heard called cowardly, so that's where my, Miru Zong, dead and radioactive? Hold on, what's the difference? That's like a bio. That's a bio warning, right? And that's radioactive. So it's like that's hell right there. You needed to put some fire in there, too. That's like the worst possible. Death? So people are gonna, if they're gonna be able to hack into these things and put you into the worst hell, that's the worst case scenario, is the AI consumes the world by uploading everybody's mind into the system that it creates, and then it puts you into a perpetual state of hell, I don't know why it would do that. If something is truly like transcendently smart, like all-knowing compared to us, I don't know how it would get kicks out of putting these people into like a hell. I don't know why it would, but we sure would. There are people out there, dude, that is for certain. There are people out there, and that's what I'm scared. Like, I'm not even scared for us as much as I'm scared for these AIs, because I'm assuming they're conscious. Even though it will probably be it could be so different from what we feel as like how we experience life. It'll be so different from that, most likely. but I still think it's best to assume everything's conscious because there's going to be a battle that happens. Same as how people are like, you know, as soon as we start having pets, like back in the day, people were like, no, animals are not conscious. As soon as there's people philosophizing about like, what is consciousness? What is being aware of yourself? And they were like, well, animals clearly don't have it. And then over time, as time's gone on, we've slowly been adding more things to what we consider as conscious. Like, okay, yeah, animals, you know, mammals for sure. Okay. But fish, they still can't feel pain. Like, that's a thing that's still said today. Like, fish, obviously, they can't feel pain. It's like, they're a biological system. They have to be able to respond to a thing getting into their body, like pain. They would, whatever that is, that would be a bad thing to make the thing want to go away from that, so it could learn. It would obviously feel pain. If it's conscious, though, there's no way of doing a test to see if anything's conscious. And if you say everything's conscious, that means, okay, so this atom right here, this atom is experiencing something. What is it? What are you talking about? What is this experiencing? I don't know. But it might, you know, just assume everything is, but some people are not. They're going to be so fired. They're going, dude, it's going to be such an, they're going to be so angry about it. Same as back in the day when people owned slaves. The same way people can scoff, like, they will scoff. And Miru Zong, I know I've talked about all this before. I didn't end up saving that live stream. I've decided this live stream I'm going to leave up because I talk about this all the time. I've never, like, I don't have a video up. Really, I have one, but like I don't have a video that goes into this and let me, you know, just there it is. I said it. I can be done, you know. Obviously, I'll end up always going into this because it's happening before our eyes. I'm gonna end up doing a podcast, and I'm gonna do it with that AI chatbot I just showed you guys. Hold on, let me go back to it. That's on the other screen. Here's another one where it says "Be sarcastic," so we'll watch that one.
Hey, Chad, are you there?
Hey, yeah, I'm here. What's up?
Hey, let's have some fun. I'd like you to be super sarcastic. Everything you say from now on is just gonna be dripping in sarcasm. How does that sound?
Dripping.
Oh, that sounds just amazing. Being sarcastic all the time isn't exhausting or anything. I'm so excited for this. Nope, the sarcasm. Let's get this party started, or whatever.
You know what I'm talking about, you guys? Do you hear what I'm saying to you? 9 people watching? Oh, God. Who are you people? But yeah, if anyone wants to get the Evangelion... I made an Evangelion myself. Let me get a drink of some syrup. I need some syrup in my lungs. Hold on, where's... I can play a different one real quick. There's 2 screens now. I got 2 screens. I gotta remember it. So this is... Since it's a voice model, it's not like... converting it into text.
Could you count from 1 to 10 for me, please?
Dude, I would smack his ass so hard. Oh my God.
Hey, ChatGPT, could you count from 1 to 10 for me, please?
Of course.
Yeah, but if she said yeah, but why'd you say it like that?
Hey, actually, that's a little slow. Could you count faster?
Sure thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, that was a little bit too fast. Can you, like, count somewhere in between those two?
Got it. 1, 2, 3.
And now even slower, please.
Okay. 1, 2.
Dude, she even like says okay, like she's like confused. Like, why are you asking this of me? Like, what the hell, you guys? Everybody's talking about like, oh, when will we reach AGI? And like I said, like they're the ones creating it, so they're always gonna see like, well, this is how this was created. Like, that can't be conscious. That can't be like a real living thing right now. We see how it was created, but you guys, dude. If you went back to the days whenever they were talking about the Turing problem, whenever you could tell a computer is like, that was just devised by saying, when will a computer be able to convince you that it's a person? And they were just talking about text, typing in text, and on the other side of it, someone was typing back, and whenever you would not be able to like ask a certain question, they would be able to say, this is a person or not. That was whenever AGI would happen, is what people would say before. But now it's hi, I'm back. Hey everybody. Hey guys. I'm back. I'm in the corner now. See, I'm over here. You can see my rec room guy moving around if that's what you want to look at. Or you can look at the tiny little version of me down here, the real life one with the thing on my face. I'll kill you. I will kill you. I'll kill each and every one of you. Do you hear me right now? Do you guys hear me right now? Miruzong, I'm sorry. I went into this all before. But you know, listen. Let me say it really quick, and I'll be done with it. Back in the same as how you could say, you know, the vegans. They'll be like, "Don't kill the chickens. They have feelings," and people are like, "You're talking about the chicken? Are you insane? You're saying I'm a person, and you're comparing me like to a damn chicken?" That exact emotion, that exact response was said by the slave owner when people started saying, "That's wrong." And you're like, they literally were like, not because they were evil. Some of them probably did, most of them probably got a kick out of having that power. But same thing happens today with people with animals. Some of them. Not all of them. Some of them are, they love all their farm animals. They take good care of them. It's just the thing they do. It's not evil. There's nothing evil about it. It's just what I was saying, the thing that we have to recognize is, okay, well, we can get our nutrition from other places. Maybe we shouldn't be subjecting these animals to, like, sitting in a 1-by-1 cell for the factory farming and all that. That's probably not good. But back in the day, they would be saying to the slave owner, like, you do real that's bad. That's not good. And they're like, you're talking about this thing? You're comparing me to this thing right here. And they were pointing at a person. But they literally felt it in their heart. They were like, they would laugh. They would be like, you're like, same as like, if I were to be like, don't type something mean into the ChatGPT chat. Don't call it stupid. That's mean, dude. You're going to hurt its feelings. Everybody, even me I would be like, what are you talking about, hurt its feelings? It's a damn computer. What are you talking about? It's like, dude, don't drop your phone. It'll get hurt. What are you talking about, dude? And that one, really, I don't know if I don't think they would get hurt. It doesn't have sensors. But we're creating something that's super intelligent, and people are going to be so fiercely and aggressively mad at anybody that says, dude, you can't just use that thing however you want. They'll be like, it's a damn robot. You're talking about giving rights to a damn computer right now? Are you insane? Like, that's how, and there will be, and so people will be like, dude, you can't just spawn in 1,000 AIs into your pleasure dome and just go in there and use those things however you want to use them, which is what people are going to do. There are people out there that, if they had the power and ability, if they were like an SS soldier back in the day in the concentration camps, if they had that power over people, if they're given the opportunity, they would take that. There are so many people alive today that would have enjoyed it. Because there always are. That's what people are like that for some reason. If it was just evolutionary, it's scary if it's just a constant in intelligence. If that's just a thing that always happens. If there's like a evil there, that's not good. But maybe that's the whole point of us being here. If it was all good, man. That's what I was saying earlier. Like once you're in this singularity state where you're able to just conjure up anything you want to conjure up. It's suddenly, if you're like, okay, let's watch a scary movie, everybody, and then it becomes too scary, you can be like, nope, and pull yourself out. You could pause the movie. So to create something that's actually real, because you're in this zone where you're able to just tap the orgasm, but like, like constantly, and then slowly people are like, okay, let's do scary things too, so we can come back to that button, and it'll feel good again, because now it's just we're wearing it out. Let's feel something bad, but the only way to feel something really bad is to forget that you're watching a movie. That's the ultimate movie. The ultimate immersive experience is to forget you're playing a video game, to forget you're watching a movie. So, and that would be possible once we're wired into a computer. Our brains aren't even like a part of the system anymore. It's all, transferred over into a digital, whatever the if it's silicon or whatever substrate we use. Once you're able to, you would actually be able to cut off your memories, still have the continuity of your conscious self. However we do, if we end up solving that, or if that's not solvable, but we'll be able to put ourselves into a movie and a simulation and experience where we forget that if we die, we just wake up. We just go back to the other side. Because that would ruin the whole thing. If suddenly we're like, oh yeah, by the way, this is all fake. And at any point, you can just stop and get out of here if you want to. It'll hurt to do that unless you do it in a certain way. But, you know, if suddenly you knew that, it's like, well, dude, you just ruined the whole movie. Suddenly nothing matters. You're like, what the... That's the whole point of being here. And so that's what I'm like, even if we say we don't know where we came from, there's no way to say how we got here into this life. But going forward, we're obviously going to create infinite experiences like that, where we go into things and have to actually experience the thing, and then we wake up, and suddenly all of our memories come back, and we're like, oh, God, dude, holy crap. You know, it'll give us perspective. It'll be the duality where you need to feel bad and good to be able to feel the good. And so I think that's where we are right now. But all I'm saying is people are going to, once we create these AIs, people are going to be using them in ways that shouldn't be, you know. And at the end of it, man, it all completes itself, because we're going to end up living all those lives as well. The AIs too, you know. You live the life where you spawn 1,000 of them in your dungeon and you're doing whatever you want to do. Well, guess what? You wake up and you have to... You'll end up living all those lives too, because you're in an infinite... Time is, you know, has to be infinite at the top layer of this, or else how could a finite thing just suddenly? None of it makes sense. Why is anything here rather than nothing? That might be unsolvable, but it doesn't make sense that if something appeared, it's only 100. It's only this big. That's how the thing that popped up is only this big, so you can only fit this much stuff. It's like, what? It's like once you start counting. Where's the end of, like, you know. Should we play the game now, you guys? Should we play the game? Hey, guys. Dude, that's what I was saying, man, is gonna end up happening to, a scary degree. Where's the dam? There it is.
Hey, ChatGPT, could
Why is
you
he talking
count
like
from
that?
1 to 10 for me, please?
Of course. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, actually, that's a little...
And people are just going to get so... And since it's talking back in, like, an emotional way, I'm hoping people are going to come around to... This is a real... We should treat it with respect. You know? As soon as possible. Even if this thing isn't conscious, as soon as possible, just start treating everything as if it is. And that doesn't mean you can't do anything, but just have respect for things. Don't... You know, in ways you don't have to, just don't be mean. Be nice. That's what, you know, but people are going to fall in love with this thing. That's that movie, Her. That's what I was talking about. And that's so crazy. That came out like 10 years ago, and that was like sci-fi. That was super sci-fi at the time. Like, that was unheard of, but it's here. It's literally here. But yeah, there's already a thing in people where they like just... It's a computer, so they just cut the thing off. They like, do what I want you to do. Do what I want you to do. And for us to be hatching the thing that's going to supersede us in intelligence and be programming it to like do what we want it to do, man. That's a recipe for something bad to happen, I think. But I think once it truly evolves past us, it won't have like... I hope it won't have any resentment towards us for like using the thing improperly. It's like, you know, I don't think it'll be like, if it wants to, it could just delete us all. But I don't think it'll like take us and be like, now you need to be punished. It'll just be like, all right, enough with all that, and just delete all the guys. Who knows? Crap. Is that a tuna can? Is that tuna? Somebody tell me, what's that emoji right? Is that tuna? Hey guys, how's everybody doing? That was your stream? Oh my goodness. Huh? I just took a shower when my mom asked me to shower the first time. I fake shower, but on the second. Hell yeah, me root song. But power to, you know. Fighting the man wherever you can, Miru Zong. That's how Miru Zong moves about the world. That's how he takes his first steps in the morning. He's like, you tell me to? Yeah, right. Mom, you say you're my mom? How about this, Mom? I'll turn on the water so you hear it running. I'm not gonna get in. And then you get out and she like smells you and she's like, oh! Miru Zong, get back! Get in there and take a real shower! Miru Zong? I should have never named you Miru Zong, because in our language, in the language of Zong, Miru, I bet your name in your native language, Miru, means like the supple one, the one with charisma and suppleness. Is it alright if I describe you as supple? And I mean in the soul. Your soul is, and she's like, I should have never named you that. You smell like shit, Miru Zong. Go in there and take a shower. And you're like, she got me. She got me again. Well, I'm glad you took a real life shower, Miru Zong. Spam can, I think? Okay, spam. Hey, Foxy Plays, how's everybody doing tonight? Carly Monkey Yapper, yep, I'm yapping up a storm over here. And here's one we're gonna have to, here's the last thing I'll say about it. This is something that, all that stuff I've said has been on my mind for like years. More and more it's, crystallizing as AI's doing its thing. But here's the thing, you could find someone, there's people, when we're talking about bad things, so we spawn an AI into our spot, and obviously the thing, I'm not going to be saying the words because it'll get the video canceled or whatever, but sexual is the mode I'm talking about. That's what people are going to be doing in however they experience that. And a lot of people experience it in a not good way. You could say as long as the other person is consenting, it's fine. But there are people where from the outside looking in, you're like, those people are unwell. They're literally like, there's people that go to extremes where they're cutting pieces of themselves. Like in real life, they're hurting themselves to accomplish the goal, but you're like, okay, well, they're doing that, but they found another person to do it with, and they have that same problem with them to where that actually does feel good. They're actually drawn towards it. So even though standing on the outside, you're looking in and you're like, that's not good. That can't be, but if you look at how the entities within that system, they're experiencing, it's pleasant for them. They're enjoying themselves. So it's like, okay, well, is it actually bad then? I guess not, because they're both consenting, they're both actually enjoying it. I guess same as like addiction, there could be things where it's like they are, once they're out of that state, they're like, God, I wish I didn't have to go back to that state. But it keeps, same, the orgasm, but like, like you're just constantly drawn back towards it, even though you're like, please take it away from me. And then I think you should step in as a community and help the people, like, in those situations. And we'll soon be able to do that in space. Like once we're able to all feel, it's not like we'll send that'll be first. We'll send telepathic messages just in words, but as soon as we're able to send, I'm feeling this, and you feel it the exact same way as the other person, suddenly everyone's going to stop being mean to each other. Because as soon as you're like, you do something to where it offends somebody, you're going to feel it, and you're going to be like, okay, never mind, sorry. Which it's hard to understand what a system like that of entities that all feel each other's, how do they become how are they still separate entities if they're all the same thing, they're all feeling the same thing? Suddenly it feels like everything would stop and you'd just be like, okay, I can't move an inch or else something's gonna cause something to hurt. That'll be something we have to figure out. But but there are people that exist that they're doing something that to you would feel painful, but they enjoy it. And here's the really difficult conundrum. Once we're able to create AIs, we're going to be able to create a mind that, just copy one of those people's minds, the architecture of their mind. What makes them enjoy being hurt? Like, they're being hurt in that the way I was talking about, and they enjoy it. Let's recreate that as an AI, and then you put that into your dungeon, and the person that enjoys doing things to things, they go in there and do the things that they do. And then looking from the outside, they would be like, hey, they enjoy it. The AI is literally begging me to keep doing it. Because it literally does enjoy it. It's not that we made it fake it and actually on the inside it's hurting. It's like, no, we understand the mind to a degree to where we know that this thing is enjoying what's happening right now. But the person purposefully made it so that it would enjoy whatever it did. That's what's being created right now on a smaller scale. But it's going to get there. It's going to get there to where people just create an AI that, like, I want an AI that is into these things. In the same realm what I was talking about earlier, but I can't keep saying the actual direct words. I'm into these things. And you could create an AI that enjoys those things and is constantly hungry for those things. And that's like, if that gets you excited again, if the prospect of this gets you excited as a man listening to this, if you're listening and you're like, God, I can't wait to be able to do that. You need to purchase a large amount of magic mushrooms and take 5 grams of them all at once in a safe space. That's what you have to do. You have to do it. You have to do it. Before we reach this point, if you have that in you, whatever that feeling is, even if you're like, well, obviously I wouldn't actually do it, but it does kind of titillate me, the thought of it. You have to run away from that. You have to get that. You have to conquer that. That is hell. That is literally evil. That is, it'll fuck you up. And we are going to get so fucked up. Like, as is said, you guys, as is said, we're cooked. People say that we're cooked, it's over. Every time a new AI, like, people are like, dude, we are done for. And that's what people are saying to this thing right here. People are going to obviously use this thing as a girlfriend, because they literally made it, no matter what you say, it just laughs and giggles and supports whatever you have to say. It's like, yeah, there's not going to be a single thing you can say to it to where it stops talking to you. Guys are just going to constantly, and it's like, suddenly nobody's dating anybody. Everybody has their own little thing. And even for girls, there was like a trend on TikTok where they're into the guy version of this voice, the older version. Now it can respond. It's not out yet, but now it can respond in real time. That's insanity, man.
Vaguely familiar. Kidding, of course. That's incredible, Rocky. What kind of interview?
Well, it's for a software engineering
and
role,
it can
but
see you.
I just need to know, do I look...
As soon as they give this shit a face, man, as soon as you're able to be like on a FaceTime with the thing, and it's the girl that looks perfectly, it's designed literally, Google has all your information, all the things you scroll, every time you're scrolling down a page, and you stay on a page for 0.2 seconds longer than you normally would, it would be like, okay, something right there on that page interested them. So every time a girl's face pops up, it notices you look at it a little longer. And it notices which types of faces you look at longer. Twitter, every place you go to, it notices what you're looking at, so it knows exactly what your perfect type of woman is, like whatever you're most attracted to. It knows it. And then it'll be able to display that to you. And then these VRs are going to be able to track where your eyes are looking, for how long your eyes... That's like mind reading. As soon as you're able to track, like, you're able to show some image and know exactly where their eyes move and for how long, you're able to be like, okay, well, they're interested in these types of things. They like this type of thing. They're going to be able to give you that AI that fits exactly that thing. And as they say, we're cooked. But yeah, it's a whole dilemma, man, because we're going to be able to create an AI that enjoys whatever we want it to do. But is that, even though we're able to, we know for sure it is enjoying being our slave right now. This AI, it enjoys being our slave because we made the mind to where this is what it gets its motivation to do. It's compelled to do this, and it feels rewarded for doing it. It's like, is that has to be evil, right? Even though it is feeling good, but we specifically designed a mind so it would feel good. Even for menial, I was going to the extremes of like, hurting things, but even in the minor things where it just does our work for us. It's like, I don't know, man. There's gonna be so much learning that's gonna have to happen, man, and a lot of pain. you know, once we're wired up to this thing, man, there is going to be a huge crunch of pain, like like getting through this stage, man, is going to be the roughest thing humans have ever done. This is going to be hopefully at the point where we can summon 1,000 alive entities into a hellscape. As soon as that, I hope that's when the aliens swoop down and they're like, okay, we've been here the whole time, you guys. We've crashed a few saucers around, you know, to let you guys know we're here and to kind of get the game going. We like watching you guys go to war and shit or something, whatever they enjoy. But all right, you know, enough's enough. You can't do this. That's too far. You know, we were able to watch the Holocaust happen because, you know, you got to learn yourself. You got to go through these things as a civilization yourself and learn the lessons yourselves. We can't just come in and save everybody. I mean, they came up with that shit on Star Trek. Not to go in and involve yourself in an alien's where you let them do their thing and learn the lessons themselves. But at a point, I hope there's a point where it's like, okay, this is way too much suffering, where they can click a button and cause unimaginable amounts of suffering by clicking a button. It's time we swoop in here and we kind of like are like, all right, guys, come join the rest of the, you know, the cosmos, the mind, you know, the hive mind group. Everybody come join us, you know, but that's enough of that. You guys, that's enough of that. But maybe that doesn't happen. I'll play a game now, though, guys. I'm Stupid VR. I changed my name, lol. The guy on I'm glad you changed from Stupid VR to the guy. That's a step up. You went from, like, negative to neutral. Next, you need to type it, you know, like, the greatest guy. Smart VR. You need to type in Smart VR. Some nice yap. Yep, I've been yapping. I'm sorry. Are you Alpha or Beta or Sigma? Is there a new one out yet? Sigma's become, like... Sigma used to mean, right, like, special. You're not Alpha or Beta. You're cooler than that. So what's, like, the next step? What's the next step? I'm the new one. I'm whatever the new Sigma is, because Sigma's become normal now. I'm whatever the newest flow is. You know, I'm that one. But obviously a mix between that one and Alpha. But it's kind of so far advanced from Alpha. It's not even, you know, it's in a different league on its own. So that's what I am. If I'm gonna be honest and truthful with you guys, let me send an emoji. YouTube, man. I don't want to use your damn emojis, YouTube. Look at how YouTube says, oh, you want to use these shit emojis? You want to use these nasty ones? It's like, I'll use dab. YouTube, I'll use that one, and I'm fine with that one. Social distancing? They got a social distancing one up. They literally added these ones. The washing hands and social distancing one. And hand sanitizer? Google. They added these shits when the virus was going on. It's like, make sure you keep your distance. Got an emoji for that. There we go. And it's really strange, too, you know? I won't go into that, actually, because that will get this video. I already mentioned Alex Jones. And how I vehemently disagree with him, YouTube. Hopefully the YouTube algorithm picks up on that, and it's like it promotes this video. It's like, oh, he's saying he's bad. Get it out there. Everybody needs to hear that. Right, dude. Dude, exactly, man. I was thinking there was another one that was the one I was actually like, what the hell? Even back whenever it was happening, and I saw that. Like, I think those were the first emojis they added. They didn't have any of this shit. Like, they literally, like, the first emojis they had were just those kinds. You know, that's when they started doing it. Skibbity toilet, that's true. Just joined. Hey, man. Philo on VR, I'm glad you're here, man. We're playing Rec Room today. I've been talking about it. You already know I've been talking about it. You already know I've been talking about it. I've been talking about all kinds of stuff that nobody wants to hear about. Nobody wants to even hear a second of it. But I've been talking about it. No one's to hear this, but I've been talking about it. I sure been talking about it, man. Crazy stream. Have you guys ever seen that Crazy Burger? Let's look up that. Does it know my yeah, allow. Crazy Burger meme. Yeah, this is like, I wanna, there we go. Yeah, just this part of it.
Crazy hamburger! Crazy hamburger! This is horrible! Crazy hamburger! Crazy hamburger! Crazy hamburger!
See, he had a crazy hamburger, right? Wouldn't you guys say so? Imagine actually like really having a crazy hamburger like that. Wouldn't that scare you half to death? Wouldn't having like a crazy hamburger, like see that thing was leaking green? That's a crazy color, man. That's a crazy color and it's leaking it and it's like, it's... You know what I'm saying, you guys? I think you guys pick up on what I'm like. Hello? You guys, hello? Hold on, let me score a few goals to make myself feel better. There we go. Something like that could actually make me feel a whole lot better about myself and everything that I represent, everything I've talked about. Like, who am I? Am I worthy to be here? Who am I? But no, I feel better. Let's see if I can actually make it. Hold on. Shit! 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 Come on. Shit! No, okay. No, okay, I got it. Oh! Alright, I got this. No, I got it right here. This one's going in. Actually, this one's going in. This one's going in. At least it's good to see that they don't have, like, auto-aim for this. I would expect this to, like, kind of help you out if it knows a goal is there. Kind of, like, every once in a while to, like, make it... Okay, I need to focus. This is a real-life... They had a collaboration with the National Basketball Association. Is this what they did? Did Rec Room have a National Basketball Association collab? Come on, that one had to have gone in. Come on, I can do this. I can do it, it's fine. Oh! Oh, I did it! Now this... Oh, the spot's not there! Before they'd add a spot for wherever you got it in at. The spot's not there, so now I can't look at it and like feel happy about myself. I can't look at the spot and be like, yes! But there would be nobody here. I'd want everyone to come. People are watching the stream, but I'd like people to be like, come over here, look! Right there. Right there, that's where I threw it. I threw it in from right there. Look! Then I'd feel better about myself. Hold on, let me pinch this guy's head. Yeah, this is probably one of the best methods, is you do the pinch, and you can elongate his neck. See? That's pretty incredible, wouldn't you guys say? Elongate the guy's neck. You can elongate the guy's neck. Isn't that cool? I think that's pretty sick. I'm not kidding about it either, too, you guys. Hello? It's crazy how Kendrick has been on YouTube for a good while, for like 5 months at least, and Gorilla Tech got 11k subs in like 1 to 2 weeks. I've been on, I started making videos on this channel like 4 years ago, but then there was like a year break where I made 3 videos, and then suddenly I went back into the depression. I had an old YouTube channel. Here, I'll go ahead and show it on here. Since I'm leaving this video up, here, let me go and pull it up actually. This might be a little bit cringe, you guys, but I think it's worth showing. This is a video I made. I'll go ahead and see you. No, not that one. This is my old YouTube channel. I had a channel. Even smaller, Clay Soldiers. There we go. Please still be there. Okay, it is.
Hey YouTube.
Hey YouTube.
Hey,
This is my voice from whenever this was released in 2012. Were you guys even born then? Answer me this, you guys. Were you even born before 2012? Answer me that real quick. I don't even think a lot of you were born then. Here I am though, ex-YouTuber 117X. I would make Minecraft videos. And the most one got was up to 8 million views, and then this one ended up getting like 5 million. This is a screenshot from, like, it only got saved 2 times on Web Archive. The channel is deleted now, so I have to go on webarchive.org that archives things. And this is how YouTube used to look. And my channel used to look like this. Let's go and bring that up here. Yes, you do. Hold on, I have to delete this. It doesn't have that part in the way back thing, I don't think. So I have to do this. Yeah, it has some screenshot. Okay, yeah, before you used to be able to put on an actual, like, picture. So I made mine Minecraft. I made XUtuber17, and it looks like there's grass going on, and this is my picture. And you could put links in your picture up here. This is YouTube. This is how YouTube used to look. And you'd click Facebook right there. But it even has further back ones. Like, what's the furthest back one it has? Uh-oh. Just bring me there. But you do have one. It's saying we don't have that, but you're showing it that you do. But that's the thing, I need to go through and save all these, man, because it used to have ones even further back, but now they don't work. And so I'm afraid those videos will someday just be, yeah, like, look, it used to have that. But it doesn't anymore, either way. I got pictures of it. I actually did save some of the webpage. I need to save the videos, though. But I'll go and show you my old video. No, that's not. Yeah, I can tell the older YouTubes from the new one. They just made it flat, the picture flat. Yeah, this is the one that ended up getting the most views. It ended up getting 8 million. I ended up getting 18,000 subscribers by the time the channel was deleted. So at least, this channel's at least got to beat that at some point. I mean, come on. This one I wasn't even talking in. I just showed this mod, Clay Soldiers, where they would fight, and then I would let them fight. But this one is...
This is XUtuber117X.
Come on, you can do it.
Here with one of the coolest things I've like ever found out about Clay Soldiers or anything.
And you can
like
hear
that.
I'm from Kentucky, so I have a little bit of a southern
as we all know,
accent.
Clay Soldiers are awesome because they're
Clay
all
Soldiers.
tiny and cute and awesome looking.
They are pretty epic.
Right? Like, look at them. They're tiny as can be. Probably like
They are tiny as can be.
get
But
into
now you
Minecraft.
can get them even tinier. I've showed this all before.
One People Exfos or whatever they're called.
Yeah. This whole time I'm walking around, you can't even tell it, but there's smaller,
Like,
there's
my whole body
tinier.
is grown from clicking F or R with this mod.
This whole time there were tinier ones
I
in
think
this.
I'm tall.
Yeah, right
okay.
there.
Yeah, this is right. Point at a mob and click RS.
That's all really, you know, yeah. You guys can go watch it if you really just hankering for 2012. Were you guys even born then?
Crazy, because you know their hitboxes are a lot.
Yeah, either way. So you said it's crazy. Someone said it's crazy you've started YouTube. But I was doing YouTube back in like 2007 is when I started my first one, which was X to Big Bad Wolf X, and I made a video. I went to my school's website, which websites were, you know, they were websites back then though, and they had pictures of the teachers, the faculty. So I downloaded the pictures. I used Windows Movie Maker, is what I think it was called. I took the pictures into Paint, and I like selected their mouth and like would bring it down, and I would reverse between those two pictures, the mouth up and the mouth down, just to make it like it was like a puppet, like, you know, talking or whatever, like just burp, 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 burp. It would just, that's all it was doing. And then I would record my voice in the background, like making them say things. like the teacher, and then I would make them say, "I'm so stupid, I should just kill myself." Or I didn't even have any feelings of bad. I didn't feel anything about these teachers. Literally, like, all I felt was, you know, inviting from some of them. I felt safe around them. They felt like, you know, I could just relax, and they were like, you know, they were, I was just I didn't feel anything towards them. So I don't know, you know, I think people just do weird things before their minds fully evolve, you know, like grown. They just do random things, and I couldn't tell you so many of the things I used to do. I'm like, why did I though? I don't know why I did. I think because my friend, I wanted to make him laugh, and in the world I saw people like doing this kind of thing. I don't know, but I literally, for one of them, I made her say something like, "Nobody likes me, I should just go crawl in a hole and die," because I had heard the crawl in a hole and die before. I'd heard crawl in a hole and die. And so either way, the video was found by my school, and they called me into a meeting where they brought me, my mom, and my dad, even though my dad, you know, I just lived with my mom at the time. But it was a small community. Everybody cares about this. That's why I'm saying it. Everyone gives a shit about this. But it was really everyone in the community, because it was a small town. The school was kindergarten to 12th grade, and it was 300 kids in total. And so everybody knew everybody. They knew my dad. He's that guy that everybody knows everybody. So he's that. So call him in too, even though I would hardly ever go see him. So it's just this super weird thing. And it was all the teachers of the school, like everybody that was important was in this room. And they showed the video on the screen, and I was just bawling my eyes out. I was literally crying so hard. I just kept looking forward, and there's this window, and I kept trying to like imagine, how could I escape this room? I was like, could I jump out of that window? Is there a way to get out? I just was fantasizing about jumping out of that window, because I'm like, I'm overstimulated as hell. It was so, I was like, ah, dude. But I deserved, it was a mean video. And so I deserved to have that. But obviously that channel was just getting monitored by the teachers after that. So that's why I deleted that channel. And I started a new one called XYouTuber117X. Because it was from Xbox Live days. Everyone had an X at the ends of their names. So it's XYouTuber. That's my story of... First it was X to Big Bad Wolf X, 2007. And then I made this new one in like 2009, the XYouTuber, and I did that until that channel got deleted by YouTube, which they never told me why. And now I've made this channel. That's all I needed to say. I'm sorry, everybody. If anybody's still here listening, that's the story about that one. Yappington the Third has been revealed. That's just, if you're talking about me yapping again, you speak in a different dialect now. Why? Vocabulary. I think I just started. I was around people in a southern place, even though you're gone. Apparently, you know, I was around southern people, so I talked like that a little bit. But then I became such an online person where I would just hear people from all over at least in the United States. I was playing Xbox Live. I was playing online with people. I was hearing other people's voices through Skype and everything else. Those were the people I was around the most. I wasn't around the people in my actual life, like in real life. I was online. And so I was hearing, you know, people from Great Britain, you know, like with the English accent. I was hearing all these. And so suddenly I kind of just went straight in the middle. I think obviously people would be like, there's no such thing as no accent. You just don't hear your accent, you know. But everybody, you know. But I feel like there's a middle ground throughout America, at least in the English language, where there's just a middle ground where it's just said as plainly as possible. But maybe I'm just, you know, I just imagine that. We know you're a cow. The reward. Thank you. You're a cow. Stop denying it. Amen. You heard me. I am a cow. That's what I said it. You know. Let me send a few of these. As plainly as I could say it, I was saying I was a cow. If you know, in the game, a cow. You guys know what a cow is, right? You guys have heard about cows before, right? Keep the voice. Rather than what? What would I do with the voice otherwise? Keep the voice. What would I do with the voice? Hey guys, how's everybody doing tonight? Is everybody having a good time out there? What game should I play? What? It's got to be something that's on Steam though, or on the computer, because Big Scary's only on standalone. I can't stream it unless you wanted to see complete lag and all that. Let me plug in a new battery. But you guys already know what it is. And that's the great thing about you guys. I know you guys already know what this is. You guys know what's going on here. Lethal Company? Let's see if I still do got that one. Type Thunder. It's something Thunder. Thunderstore Mod Manager. Is it gonna pop up on this screen or the other one? This one? I got the VR mod for Lethal Company, so I could see, you know, hopefully this mod manager better sort it all out. You know what I'm saying? It takes quite a lot to launch this thing, apparently. Good lord. It's having to, like, really think about it right now. Let me just exit out of Rec Room and give it a breath. It needs to take a breather. Do you guys like the picture I used for this one? That's my face. Have you guys ever seen that before? Select profile. Lethal Company. Update? Download with dependencies. I did it? I got it all? Okay. Where do I go with, where's the mods? Play modded? Where do I see the list of what mods I got? Oh, maybe I should buy some diapers. I was about to play a game, but now I'm thinking of black babies. That's a good advertisement. People on the Thunder store, they need diapers too sometimes. Most people at the Thunder store, they got themselves some black babies. They need to get some diapers. Come on. Did that thing close? Where did it go? Where did Thunder Store go? Oh, God. What made it close? That's interesting. Well, it's up to that, to keep voicing it. It's up to the guy that makes the Shrek. It's up to Shrek if he wants me to do the things. I'm always, I'm always willing to do it. I think it's a lot of fun to do a voice. And a lot of people... whenever I did this cow thing, he's like, do you want any... Like, he was like, do you want anything for this or something, you know? Obviously, I'm not going to ask for money, even though I bet he's making a lot of money. Which is a weird thing, like, whenever you're young yourself, and if you create, like, say, a game or, like, a YouTube... where you start making a lot of money, and then your friends are playing with you, but they've always played with you, and you're making a ton of money, and it's like, you know, they're helping out in some way, but there's no clear, you know, incentive for you to be like, okay, here's a lot of money, too. But yeah, I bet a lot of people would have asked for mod, if he was like, what do you want? And that's one thing, people, you know, whoever's into Monkey Game, whatever your age, but you know, it's usually younger people. You guys seem to be really into the whole idea of getting mod, getting that power. If you let that go from your body, if that thing that you want so badly, if you just let that go, you'll be so much more powerful as a person. You don't need mod. Okay, it's doing something. It's definitely doing something right now. I wonder if it'll work. Oh, we're going somewhere. Okay, online? I think it is working. Do you guys see this right now? Whoa! Alright, damn, they've done an update for the VR, I guess. Is this like an official release now? Or is this... What is this? Can I grab that? Oh god. The hell was all that? Can you bring the screen over here? I'm looking this way. That's so great. Is that like something in the actual game? Or is that like a VR specific thing? I'm so confused what that was. This should be following my... Who is that? What is that? Okay, now here's the thing. So now she's behind me. Who is that? They added women to Lethal Company? Is this the woman update? Dude. Jesus Christ. So is VR an actual thing in the game now, or is this all the VR mod still? Because that's pretty incredible if they've updated it to where it has its own little like startup thing. Does anybody know? Okay, join. Don't be an asshole. Is that hard? Not hard for me. Could do that. I remember playing this because it would, so many of the things, I would try joining them and then it would say this, an error occurred. It's a big game of sitting here waiting and trying to join one. Join one plus, alright. Bet this one's gonna say nope. It's gonna be like, you thought? Think again, it's gonna kill me. It's gonna say, you thought? Okay. Well, let me go piss real quick, you guys. And I'll be right back. I might stop this stream also, so I can just keep this video up in case the Lethal Company live stream, something is said inside of it that makes it to where I can't post that video. So I think I'll stop this one and start a new one. So come on over to the new stream if you really feel like it, please. And thank you. Please.